Former key Sinaloa cartel figure and Mini Lic sentenced to 5 years for attempted fentanyl trafficking. Prior to his 2024 arrest, Damaso Lopez Serrano was a protected U.S. witness who provided information on the Sinaloa cartel. Damaso Lopez Serrano, also known as Mini Lic, was sentenced on Thursday to 5 years in prison for his role in an attempted fentanyl trafficking operation on U.S. soil. Lopez Serrano was once an influential figure within the Sinaloa cartel due to his father, Damaso Lopez Nunez, who for years served as the right-hand man of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Mini Lic earned a place within the cartel's ranks through his close relationship with Guzman's son. But since his first arrest in the United States in 2017, his role in the organization's criminal activities diminished. After spending 5 years in prison, Mini Lic was released from U.S. custody in 2022. As part of his release, Lopez Serrano agreed to cooperate with law enforcement, providing key information about El Chapo's sons in the Sinaloa cartel. His second arrest took place in 2024 in Virginia for allegedly trafficking fentanyl following an FBI undercover operation in which agents posed as buyers. He pleaded guilty in May to attempted possession with intent to distribute the synthetic drug. In imposing the sentence, U.S. District Judge Anthony J. Trenga declined to depart from a joint recommendation under a plea agreement between Justice Department prosecutors and defense attorney, Washington Post reported. The new 5-year sentence will run concurrently with a separate 5-year sentence for violating his previous supervised release and will be followed by another 5 years of supervised release. He blew up the second chance. You think the U.S. government allows him to stay in the country or deports him to Mexico, where he's accused of the journalist Javier Valdez? And how much information can he give to keep him safe for how long? At what point does your information lose value? For more than 5 years, the Mexican government has sought Lopez Serrano's extradition, as he is wanted for allegedly ordering the killing of Javier Valdez, a Sinaloa-based journalist who specialized in reporting on the drug trade. U.S. authorities repeatedly rejected those requests, according to Mexican officials, arguing that Lopez Serrano was a protected witness providing information to U.S. law enforcement. He got too much info to get deported, too valuable. You think so still? Here's the thing, him being out the game, you think he still has more to offer them? Him being in the game seems to have got him caught and put in jail.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Arguing that Lopez was a protected witness providing information to U.S. law enforcement, a position that has drawn criticism from Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. Last year, Sheinbaum said agreements between the U.S. government and high-profile cartel figures, such as the Mini Lic, were contradictory. I agree. They label organized crime as terrorists in the United States. They have a policy of not negotiating with terrorists, then they negotiate. So that has to be explained by the U.S. government or the institutions within the Justice Department or whoever makes these decisions, she said. Because of his close ties to the Guzman family, U.S. prosecutors have treated Lopez Serrano as a key protected witness and have rejected Mexico's attempts to bring him back to face charges. Yeah, I don't know if that changed. I don't think that changed. What would you think, Luca, that it'd be like a punishment, right? U.S. say, you know what, now you get out of here. Not for those guys. Somebody else maybe. Not for those guys. But that's probably right. They got mad information.
Too much information.
According to reports, Mini Lic's cooperation led to the arrest of Ovidio Guzman Lopez, one of the leaders of the Chapitos, and other cartel members in recent months. Despite previous failed efforts by Mexico, Sheinbaum's administration is expected to renew its push to have Lopez Serrano return to Mexican soil. As reported by the Washington Post, a spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia, where Lopez Serrano was sentenced, declined to comment on whether the government would support Mexico's extradition request. Mini Lic as a whistleblower. During the 2 years he spent out of prison before his second arrest, Lopez Serrano gave multiple interviews to Mexican journalists in which he disclosed sensitive information about the Sinaloa cartel. In one interview, Mini Lic described an alleged letter from El Chapo Guzman ordering the cartel to split into two factions, one led by Guzman's sons and the other by the Damaso family. He wanted my dad to be the leader, and I remember that in the letter he asked my dad to take care of his son, Lopez Serrano told Vice, 2023. Despite Guzman's wishes, his sons reportedly rejected protection from Damaso's family, triggering an internal dispute between the two groups. In another interview with investigative journalist Annabel Hernandez, Lopez Serrano said the Sinaloa cartel and its factions have been involved in fentanyl trafficking since at least 2014, after learning that criminal groups in Jalisco and Michoacan were moving a drug known as synthetic heroin that generated higher profit. They sent someone to China to see what was going on, Lopez Serrano said. They made contact and explained the process and the cost. And Chapo was the first to produce fentanyl. So what do y'all think? 18 months? 2 years? 13 months? They probably worked something out to let him stay with the close ear to the game, keep on giving info. They all try to glorify shit so they feel better about the evil they take part in. Yeah? Sometimes they do it to get over the insecurity that, haunts them. 4th of July, they're giving him time served. 4th of July? That's it? He's out on the 4th? fourth? What you mean? What you talking about? Shout out there to 2 years good behavior. So good behavior plus time served. He been in there, what, a little over a year? Shout out Sam. Mexico's been requesting the extradition since 2020, but the U.S. has refused, so who knows? Here's the thing. They say, oh, but back those other times they asked for him, he hadn't gotten in trouble. Maybe the U.S. wants to punish him and send him away. Nah, they want him to trap more people so they can get more headlines and get these drugs off the street, because, you know, some people believe that's part of it. But yeah, who knows? But it's a different time now. Now he fucked up again, right? But usually, Sam, check it out. Usually, right? Somebody gets a second chance. They ruin the second chance. U.S. says, get out of here. They send them away. They probably not going to do that with him. Got too much information.
Too much information.
Here's what's going to be bad. It's going to be a couple kids out there that get in the game because they know that there's, in case of emergency, break glass deals out there. And then by the time it's their turn, they'll be like, nah, man, we done ran out. We ain't got no more space, no more deals. Sorry. And then the kid got to do football number. Like, oh. I say he stays. Me too. Back in 2018, Proceso put out an article after Lic Sr. got life where they explained Sr. sacrificed himself for Jr. and that most of the valuable information was passed down from Sr. to Jr. and can still be somehow. Sure. Mini Lic is a hell of a negotiator. Them 5-year deals are wild. Goddamn, boy. You get a second chance, and you get a second chance, and you get a second chance. Once you compound second chance, what's the number on there? We gotta do some calculus. Great. 18 months. I think 18 months. All right. Do you think he's gonna fuck up his third chance? Shout out EC12. What if the rest of the Chapitos get caught? Would Mini Lic already serve his purpose, or does he still keep in contact with guys in order to remain a government witness? Nah, because he'd still be, whatever got him in the position he's in now, I think he'll still have that position. Why? Because there's people bigger than him in prison right now. They've been extraditing all kind of mother. Men like him, like money and power, definitely can't stay out of trouble. Yeah, he seemed like a can't get right. He seemed like it all soured him coming up the way he did. He don't know how to just be the goof that we saw in the mugshot. He got to feel tough. That's why that journalist hurt his feelings. Crazy. He only turned himself in because he had nobody backing him up, not because he wanted to, right? That you struck a nerve. If he was in the chat, he'd probably call you a name right now. You know, when you tap that insecurity inside a motherfucker, that inner bitch, that would have tapped him right there. Also, I thought people who were convicted of drug trafficking are not allowed to stay in the U.S. if they're not citizens. Listen, man, it depends if Trompito needs them, bro. Nothing goes by the rules around here. This is all bullshit, man. Yeah, I don't think Mexico's in the cards for that guy. Come on, think about this, EC12. He couldn't handle Virginia. Fuck he gonna do in Mexico? What? You ever had the chance to read the article that allegedly upset Lic Jr. and did it for him? I believe I did. Yeah, when he said he was a little man. Well, it broke him. If you're a YouTuber, you know, you gotta let that shit roll off your back. If you Cartel Jr., you get to put a bag on him. Shamefully. You too in your emotions, papa. That's too much power for you. You can't give power to a lame. I've said it a million times. Can't give a lame power. They will abuse it. Owned by the government and wanted by another. What kind of life? And maybe he didn't have shit. Maybe he went back to what he knows. That's his father's fault. Hey, go cooperate. Okay. Go cooperate, and then you don't know how to do nothing else. Because all you know is the game. They reduced his life sentence to 14 years, apparently. This is from Mini Lic's dad. Crazy, man. He get out, have a little bit of time. I don't know if he makes it out of there. Hopefully his son don't fuck up for the third time. So most think he's not going nowhere, and he gonna fuck it up again. Because that's what he do. Hopefully he makes some sense. I don't know if he has children. I don't know what kind of family he has, but time to sit your ass down somewhere. Utilize whatever benefits you get from the United States government. Shut the fuck up. That's it.